Hello everyone, Sarah here again, and today we're going to talk about a heavily debated topic. In 2000, the United States reported that the measles virus was eliminated from the country due to vaccinations across America. Now in 2019, there are 19 confirmed states that have measles, and as of April 4th, there are around 465 individual cases, and that number is still growing today. It is the second largest outbreak since the elimination, aside from the 2014 outbreak with 667 cases. Vaccinations are crucial to the well-being of our next generation, and everyone who has the opportunity to get vaccinated should. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services on April 8th confirmed that 41 total measles cases were reported statewide. This is something that affects children and adults. The youngest child was only 8 months. And the eldest was 63 years old. In New York, they have declared a public health emergency that is requiring certain area codes to turn away unvaccinated children from their schools. The mayor of the city has even stated that there could be violations and possible monetary fines for not getting your child vaccinated. Although all 50 states require vaccinations for kids coming into public schools, 47 of those states permit religious exemptions, and 19 states allow philosophical reasons. States that have reported cases to the Centers for Disease Control are Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Texas, and finally Washington. Now the CDC says that in any given year, more measles can come from one of the following reasons: increase in travelers abroad or communities with pockets of unvaccinated people. That is what I want to address today, the groups of unvaccinated people. First, let's talk about what the measles are and why it is such a serious outbreak. They are caused by a virus that reproduces in the nose and throat of an infected individual. The virus can lead to potentially life-threatening complications, including infections of the lungs, ears, or of the brain. And one of the worst parts is that it can be contracted in almost every way possible: orally, physical contact, and even airborne. This virus is harming the people in our very own state and all around the country, but there is a solution: vaccinations. And the measles outbreak is only one of the many examples of viruses and diseases that can be contained and even eliminated with simple vaccinations. Another example is the smallpox disease. Children no longer get a smallpox vaccination because the disease no longer exists, and this was all due to the past generations being vaccinated against this disease. But there are groups of individuals all around the world that choose not to vaccinate their children for a long list of reasons. Some are more personal, some are religious, and some simply think they do more harm than good. The CDC reports that all vaccines carry a risk of life-threatening allergic reaction, but this only happens in about 1 per million. With people's lives on the line, parents want to make every right decision for their children. Some believe that this 1 in a million is going to be their child and in turn go down the unvaccinated route. According to Sanjay Gupta, chief medical correspondent for CNN and a current and practicing neurosurgeon, said, "You are 100 times more likely to be struck by lightning than have a serious allergic reaction to the vaccine that protects you against the measles." There are huge groups of parents and caregivers that do not want to give their decisions made for them. They are the guardian to that child, and taking away the right to turn down vaccinations is intervening with the way they want to raise their children. Barbara Lowe Fisher, co-founder of National Vaccine Information Center, said that if the state can tag, track down, and force citizens against their will to be injected with biological products of known and unknown toxicity today, there will be no limit on which individual freedoms the state can take away in the name of a greater good tomorrow. Even though they are subjecting these children to diseases and viruses that are preventable, they have the right to refuse vaccines, and so they do exactly that. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has stated many times that some of the safest medical products available in the world today are vaccines. The CDC, FDA, American Medical Association, American Academy of Pediatrics, UNICEF, World Health Organization, National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, and several other organizations have publicly announced that vaccines are a safe and effective way of preventing harmful viruses and diseases. Another reason for choosing the non-vaccination route is the belief that pharmaceutical companies, the FDA, and CDC should not be trusted to make and regulate safe vaccines. People around America, like Congressman William Posey, have stated that Big Pharma is only in it for the profit and selling as many drugs as they can to keep increasing the profit line. There have also been vaccines that the FDA and CDC have once deemed safe but then were pulled from the market after cases where the drug caused harmful side effects. For example, a vaccine for Lyme disease, Limerix, that was licensed by the FDA and on the market for almost 4 years, was taken down after multiple lawsuits were filed linking it to autoimmune disease, autoimmune arthritis. Although there have been cases where a vaccine hadn't yet worked out all of its kinks and was still released to the public, the side effects caused were nothing life-threatening or something that couldn't be treated. Overall, from 1994 to 2014, there was an estimated 732,000 American children that were saved from death and 322 million childhood illnesses cases that were prevented due to vaccination, according to the CDC. And that is the real point here. There are some viruses, diseases, and illnesses out there in the world that we have no control over, whether or not it will make it into our body and cause harm. But there are also some that we do have control over, and that makes all the difference. Rather than waiting for your body to have a disease or contract a virus and then fight the symptoms that come along with it, wouldn't it be easier to just visit the doctor, get a shot or a pill, and be protected from something that can cause so much damage? Vaccinations are an extremely important way to keep the people in our country safe from the potentially life-threatening diseases and viruses. There are pros and cons to the subject, but when it comes to the well-being of humankind, every precaution should be taken, including vaccines. The measles were once absent from the United States and now are back. Although it may not be the most severe virus, but how many are we going to let come back before realizing that the world is better off without them? Protect your children and vaccinate. Thank you for watching. Bye.